What is up, YouTube? Flatline here, and today I'm asking you the question, is this the best Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals? Now, most of you know Necros is probably the best Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals, but in this series, I want to highlight other players that people maybe have not seen. And the thing that I typically look for on these leaderboards is a good MVP to SVP ratio to games played. But unfortunately, Spider-Man typically doesn't output a lot of damage, so you don't get a lot of MVP SVPs as Spider-Man. With all that said, we're going to be highlighting TTVXISunnyy. I already pulled up a match where he goes 33-4 with 5 assists, 21 final hits, which is the most in the game, and 15,000 damage. So let's jump right into things. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please make sure to leave a like. It helps me out a ton. Comment below as well if there's maybe other Spider-Man that you would like to see me spectate, and subscribe if you would like to see future content from myself. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're on the right perspective and minimize these controls, and let's get right into things. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. I have played a lot of heroes in Marvel Rivals. Spider-Man is probably the one hero that I have maybe less than 15 minutes on. So this is going to be a big learning experience for myself. And unfortunately, when I watch other characters in replays, I can typically give you a little more insight, but like I said, Spider-Man I don't have a lot of insight on. You see these two early picks from Spider-Man, big kills, one on Punisher, which is really big for his team. So I'm going to be learning alongside you guys, and I'm probably going to sound ignorant at times. I'm going to try not to. If there's tips that you Spider-Man players have for people watching this, please make sure to comment them down below. So this looks like red team already is going to go ahead and get this first point pretty quickly. Spider-Man got 2 early big picks, and then blue team was already down 4 on 6. So red team gets a first early point, nice and easy. And we're going to see a lot of backline gameplay from Spidey. Every time he hits somebody with an ability, you'll see the little web icon above their heads, and that will allow Spidey to pull himself to the player and all those good things. Looks like blue team is really having a hard time grouping up and playing together as a full stack. You're going to see Spidey just kind of hang out on these buildings from time to time, basically looking for an angle, looking for somebody to be out of position to jump on. The kill potential as Spidey has maybe downgraded a little bit after the rework in Season 1.5. They changed the way his team-up ability with Venom works. You'll notice that all good Spideys will typically want a Venom alongside them in order to pull off the one-shot that you just saw there on Invisible Woman. But it definitely isn't as good as it used to be before the update. At least that's my personal opinion, just because it doesn't last as long. They are invincible now, where before you used to be able to do damage to Venom and Spidey when they're in that symbiote form. But now they are invincible for 1 second, which you could argue is better. But also the duration is not as long. So here we see Spidey again hiding up on this building, looking for some players to go and pick apart, goes into the back line, hits an ult, gets low-key, which is huge for his team. Anytime you can kill a support, that is a big pick. Looks for another kill on another support player, doesn't seem to get it. They look like they are playing Loki, which is one of the better healers against dive. So is Invisible Woman. Obviously, Invisible Woman can go invisible when she gets dove or push the player away. And Loki has the immortality fields, which are really, really good for playing against dive. So the composition on the other team isn't bad for playing against Spidey. But when you play against a really good Spidey and Venom duo, it is almost impossible. It's one of my least favorite things to play against as a support main in high ranks. Very hard to play against. I need to personally get better at Loki because he is such a good counter with the immortality fields, but I've been playing a lot of Invisible Woman lately, and that seems to be a better counter than, say, Cloak and Dagger or even Luna. He's going ahead and dive into the back line, get a web onto the Invisible Woman, tries to get the kill on her, can't, but is going to go ahead and kill this BRB, which is also big. It doesn't allow any respawns. Going to go ahead and kill this clone. Surprised he doesn't kill the other clone too well. He's at it. Looks like we got an Invisible Woman ult out of blue team. He's diving onto backline again onto Loki. Immortality fields go down. He kills the immortality field. Looks for another dive onto Loki. He's got his ult up. Let's see if he uses it here. Might not be a bad time to use it. but it also looks like red team is up on the fight, so they might not need to. I'm interested. Yep, there it goes. Uses it, but there's an Invisible Woman ult, so no picks. At least gets the Invisible Woman ult out of blue team. That was a really good pull on Magneto. Pulled Magneto right out of the Invisible Woman ult and allowed him to get a kill on him. Goes into the backline once again. Loki sets down the Immortality Fields. You're just basically going to see that get rinsed and repeated over and over again. This time, though, the Immortality Fields are down, so he's going to continue to harass the backline, knowing that those are not available. Almost gets the pick on Invisible Woman, sticks with her. He's got another tag on her with the web form. Can't get the kill on her. He's all over the place. That would have been a huge pick if he could have got that. Still going after it, though, and finally gets it. So a little bit of a stagger on the supports. You're going to assume that red team is going to get the second point here and on their way to the last point. So far, so good. Spidey has 14 kills, or 14 elims, 8 final hits, 7,000 damage, has not died yet. So he is 14-0. I'm assuming a couple of his deaths will come on this final point or potentially on the defense side. He has 4 deaths, and we haven't seen one yet. And also a lot of elims still to come. He sees the Rocket BRB over in the corner. Probably takes a mental note of that. I would assume he's going to try to go and kill it at some point, knowing that it's there. Looks like red team also has a BRB down, and that just revived the Venom. He's going to go for the backline once again here and use potentially his ult. Maybe not, now that he just saw the clone or the Loki use the Invisible Woman ult. Might want to wait a second for that ult to disappear and then go for a window on the ult onto the backline. Here he goes again, diving onto backline. I believe Immortality Fields are still up. We'll see if they get used here. They do get used. And another Invisible Woman ult out of blue team. That was Invisible Woman herself. So no more support ults, defensive support ults out of blue team. They do have a rocket amplifier, which looks like it just got used there. But no more defensive support ults for blue team. You would assume red team is going to continue to walk them down here. Venom and Spider-Man both just being menaces in the backline, making it impossible for blue team to play their game. And that's why Spider-Man and Venom can be so hard to play against, because the little things that you normally are able to do as a support player, you're not typically able to do. You're basically just playing your life as much as possible. Loki is playing the crap out of those Immortality Fields, trying to get them down as much as possible, because when those are off a cooldown, the kill potential for Spider-Man just goes through the roof, as you're seeing here. They're just continuing to stagger blue team. Blue team is not able to even get together, and that is an easy 3-0 for red team. Looks like this other round here on defense for red team is much shorter. Got to make sure I get on to Spider-Man's perspective as they set up for a dive right away. And it looks like blue team is probably going to struggle to get anything together. They're also playing Rocket, you'll notice. They're playing Rocket, Loki, and Invisible Woman, which are probably the best healers to play against a dive comp. It looks like they actually swapped off the Loki now, so they're only going to support for blue team, which is interesting. I'd like to see what you guys think. Please comment below. I personally like playing 3 support against dive, so I really would have liked blue team to stay Loki, Rocket, and Invisible Woman. It looks like Rocket now switched back to Loki, so they're going to play Loki, Invisible Woman. But I do feel like 3 support helps against dive comp. Now there goes one of Spider-Man's death. Looks like he got kidnapped by Wolverine. We get a rollout right back into the fight. That's the nice thing about Spider-Man. There is never any time wasted. Looks like he goes right into another death, though, from Loki. So there's 2 of his deaths almost back to back. We'll watch this rollout this time. Gets back to the point almost instantly. Invisible Woman's ult goes down for blue team. Looks like red team gets a pick on Wolverine, although red team loses Mantis, so Mantis is currently on revive. But we get a Spider-Man pick on Loki, which is huge. They're now without one of their supports. If he can get this kill on Squirrel Girl, that would have been huge as well. He gets trapped. They're really doing everything they can to counter this Spider-Man, as you see in this defense round from red team. So he's going to have a hard time getting kills as he was in the first round now that blue team realizes this Spider-Man is a problem along with the Venom. Uses his ult there to get a kill on Squirrel Girl and follows that up with a pick on Invisible Woman as well. Does a little wall running, little parkour up the wall here. We got Venom set up in front of him on the building, and Spider-Man's going to set up here with him as well. Loving everything that they're doing so far. They're really running this dive to a T, and it's amazing because they're in a high elo lobby, so they're playing against high-ranked players and still having their way with him, which is what I would expect out of one of the better Spider-Mans in the game. You'll always want to play a Venom alongside this Spider-Man if possible, just to allow for the one-shot combo. So it's nice that he is playing alongside a good Venom as well, which could even be a friend of his. It's probably the best way to run a Spider-Man with a friend or somebody that you're comming with, just to make sure that you guys are diving the same players at the same time, which just makes your kill potential so much easier. They're really making it impossible for blue team to get together. Anytime blue team walks out of spawn, Spider-Man's on them. There goes an Invisible Woman kill. Again, having problem getting together as a full team. Only 30, I don't know why I said 60 seconds left. There's only 32 seconds left. And it looks like really red team is going to just continue to roll blue team. Spider-Man rolls back. That was his last and final death. Going to go for another pick onto Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman is just dying off a respawn. She's having no luck against this Spider-Man. Gets another pick on the Wolverine. He is now 33-4 with 5 assists, 21 final hits, about to have his ult again, and it doesn't matter. The game ends there. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys think somebody else is a better Spider-Man, like I've talked about, I know Necros is really good, but if you have somebody else other than him who maybe people haven't seen a lot of their gameplay, please comment them down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for all future content. It really helps me out a ton. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.